Welcome to Paranormal Gateway Paratalk. I'm your host, Scott Wiseman. She just can't make it today. She's not feeling well, so we hope she gets better. Well, this week, we're talking about legendary monsters and creatures in America. Um, we're going to be airing tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And now we're on Subspace Radio, which can be listened to the following day on Wednesday, August 10th, 8 p.m., Thursday, the 11th at 3 p.m., Saturday, the 13th at 2 a.m., Monday, the 15th at 3 a.m. That's on the Subspace Radio Network.com. First off tonight, I wanted to give a shout out to Kenny Irish, a good friend of mine. He just released a new publication called International Cryptids and Legends. You pick up your copy at Amazon. I'll put a link in the comments for everybody too. He's also going to be at a conference this weekend. If you want to check it out, it's in Paris, Tennessee. It's the 13th, and it's going to be at the Paris Convention Center. So links are in there for the conference also. If you're down here in Tennessee, check it out. Get them signed up for you. Don't have to say I had to. Okay, we're started off. I actually made a PowerPoint slide of a dozen or so legendary monsters and creatures. But the first one is going to be Bigfoot. Now, there's Bigfoot, like you know. But Bigfoot is also known as Sasquatch in Canadian America folklore. Is an ape-like creature that is reported to inhabit the forests of North America. Supposed evidence of Bigfoot's existence is based on a number of disputed video recordings, audio recordings, photographs, visual sightings, casts of large footprints, etc. Some of these speculatively are known to be hoaxes. Thousands of people have claimed they have seen a Bigfoot, which is commonly described as a large, muscular, bipedal, ape-like creature, roughly 6 to 9 feet, covered in hair, described as black, dark brown, or dark reddish. A pungent, foul smell odor can be sometimes associated with the reports of the creature as well. The enormous footprints for which the creature is named are claimed to be as large as 24 inches long and 8 inches wide. Some footprint casts also contain claw marks, making it likely it came from many animals such as bears, which have 5 toes and claws. Here I have a picture of Bigfoot, the famous one, the Patterson-Grim film. Gremlins film, sorry. The frame of 352, it's a picture of a larger female Bigfoot. So, for the people who are listening to the radio, that's their truth. Next one is skunk ape. Skunk ape is an ape-like creature reported to inhabit forests and swamps of some southeastern U.S. states, with reports from Florida being the most common. It is named for its appearance and unpleasant odor. Skunk ape is reported to resemble Sasquatch of the Pacific Northwest, but is typically shorter in comparison. It has long patches of hair on the shoulders and arms similar to an orangutan. It is often described as a mild rusty red color, as opposed to the Sasquatch brown or black coloration. Some reports also describe the creature as having pale coloration around the eyes and face. A lot of people know this one, Champ. He's the American folklore champ or champy in the lake monster said to live in Lake Champlain. A 125-mile long body of fresh water shared by New York and Vermont, with a portion extending into Quebec, Canada. The legend of the monster is considered a draw for tourism in Burlington, Vermont, and Plattsburgh, New York areas. Over the years, there have been over 300 reported sightings of Champ. So our next one is Beast of Bray Road. The Beast of Bray Road is a creature reported in 1936 and 1990s on a rural road outside Elkhorn, Wisconsin. The same label has been applied to other sightings from southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Bray Road is a quiet rural road near the community of Elkhorn with thrash of claimed sightings in the late 1980s and 1990s. Beast Bray Road is described as a bear-like creature, biped, usually 2 to 4 feet tall, all fours, and 7 feet tall when standing up. It's also to be an intelligent werewolf-like creature. It's able to walk on its hind legs and weighed 4 to 700 pounds. It's also said that its fur is brown-gray color. Witnesses report that the beast made contact with their vehicles, leaving long scratch marks on the doors on one vehicle, and their trunk of another vehicle also made contact with the creature. One witness was driving on Bray Road on a foggy night, reported hitting something crossing the road. They exited their vehicle and determined that they had reported a large wolf-like creature with red eyes chased her back to her car. They left claw marks on the rear passenger door. Studies also reported during daylight hours, with several witnesses stating that they observed a unusually large wolf-like creature running all fours through the cornfields. Wonder. Okay, next we have a Boggy Creek monster. The reports began between 1971 and 1974 to describe the creature as being a large hominid-like creature covered in long dark hair, which is estimated to be about 7 feet tall with a weight of 250 to 300 pounds. Witnesses said that they were just about 3 feet wide. Reports published in the early 1980s claimed that it was far larger than reported, and it could be 10 feet tall and weigh 800 pounds. The folk monster was running a galloping gait and swinging its arms in a fashion similar to a monkey. Reports also had an odor skunk, wet dog or skunk smell, and having big red eyes. A variety of tracks and claw marks have been discovered, which are common to belong to the creature. One set of footprints reportedly measured 17 inches in length and 7 inches wide. It had 3 toes. Next is Wendigo. In the northwest of Minnesota, the forest of the Great Lake region and central regions of Canada is said to live the malevolent being called Wendigo. This creature may appear as a monster with characteristics of a human or a spirit as possessed a human, or being made to become monsters is historically associated with cannibalism, murder, insatiable greed, and the cultural taboos against such behaviors. Descriptions of the creature vary slightly. The Wendigo is generally said to have glowing eyes, long yellow fangs, terrible claws, and overlaid long tongues. Sometimes they're described as having solid yellow skin, and other times depicted to be covered with matted hair. The creature is said to have a number of skills and powers, including stealth. It is near a perfect hunter, known its uses for every inch of territory. It can control the weather throughout the dark magic. They're also portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and emancipated from starvation. Wendigo is said to be cursed to wander the land seeking to fulfill their voracious appetite for human flesh, and if there's nothing left to eat, they starve to death. Thunderbird. The thunderbird is a legendary creature in North American indigenous peoples' history and culture. It's considered a supernatural being of power and strength, especially important and ethically depicted in the art, songs, and oral histories of many Pacific Northwest cultures, but also found in various forms among some peoples of American Southwest, East Coast, and United States Great Lakes, and Great Plains. The thunderbird is said to create a thunder by flapping its wings and lightning flashing its eyes. The Jersey Devil. The heavily forested Pine Barrens spans over 1 million acres and over 7 counties in New Jersey. The area thrived during the colonial period, hosted sawmills, paper mills, and other industries. People eventually abandoned the mills in the surrounding villages when coal was discovered to the west of Pennsylvania, leaving behind ghost towns and a few supernatural wanderers. The most popular Pine Barrens resident is the Jersey Devil. According to legend, the creature was born in 1735 to Deborah Leeds, her 13th child. With leathery wings, a goat's head, and hooves, it flew up the Leeds chimney and into the Barrens. There have reportedly been killing livestock to keep out South Jersey residents ever since. Next. Black-eyed children. Black-eyed children are an American contemporary legend of paranormal creatures that resemble children aged 6 to 16 with pale skin and black eyes who are reportedly seen hitchhiking or panhandling or encountered on doorsteps to residential homes. During 1 week of September 2014, the British tabloid Star ran 3 sensationalistic front-page stories about the alleged sightings of black-eyed children connected to the state sale of a supposedly haunted pub in Staffordshire. The paper claimed shock rise in sightings around the world. Alleged sightings are taken seriously by ghost hunters. Some who believe the black-eyed children to be extraterrestrial vampires or ghosts. The Night Hag. Night Hag, or Old Hag, is name given to a supernatural creature commonly associated with phenomena of sleep paralysis. It's followed during this person feels the presence of a supernatural malevolent being, which immobilizes the person sitting on their chest or on their foot of their bed. The nightmare, which is used to describe this phenomenon before the world received its modern, more general. Various creatures or various cultures have various names for its phenomena or supernatural characters. Chupacabra. Chupacabra means ghost sucker. The legendary animal was said to roam through Mexico, southwest USA, and Puerto Rico, as well as other areas. Chupacabra is blamed for mysterious livestock deaths. Examples of chupacabras have been found and photographed, usually dead. The creature is described variously as resembling a hairless bear, sometimes with spikes on its back, or a hair saw like animal. Some of the carcasses and photographs have been studied and turned out to be coyotes with severe cases of mange. Mothman. Mothman. In Western Virginia folklore, the Mothman is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couple See Man-Sized Bird Creature Something. The national press soon picked up the report that helped spread the story across the United States. The Mothman was introduced to a wider audience by Gary Baker in 1970, was later popularized by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, claiming that there were supernatural events related to the sightings and the connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. The book was later adapted to a 2002 film starring Richard Gere. annual festival in Port Pleasant is devoted to Mothman legend. The Gowrow is spelled Gowrow. The Gowrow, of several fabulous monsters before Dark saw popular lore, made Earth origins to journalism to traditional folk belief. The principal documentaries of the Christian Assistance story that appeared in the Arkansas Gazette on January 31st, 1897, apparently written by Albert Smithy. Examination of the remains revealed a creature 20 feet in length with two tusks, large webbed feet, ending in the claws, and a row of sharp short horns along its back, and a long, thin, tall blade on the end. Williams claimed to have sent bodies to the Smithsonian Institution, but never arrived at the Washington Museum. Also, dismissed the account. It was a great fake, probably without foundation of fact. The Hodag, spelled Hodag. The American folklore of the Hodag is a fearsome critter resembling a large bullhorn carnivore with a row of thick curved spines down its back. The Hodag was said to be born from the ashes of the cremated oxen as the incarnation of the accumulation of abuse of the animals had suffered at the hands of their masters. The Hodag became the official symbol of Riley Andrew, Wisconsin. It is a mascot of Riley Andrew High School and led to numerous Riley Andrew area business organizations, including an annual music festival, the Hodag Country Festival. The city of Orlando website calls Orlando the home of the Hodag. The larger than life fiberglass sculpture of Hodag created by artists resides on the grounds of the Orlando Area Chamber of Commerce. The Pukwudgie, it's spelled Pukwudgie. The Pukwudgies are magical creatures who live inside wooded areas and swamps. They are considered spirits of the forest. The exact height of Pukwudgies is unknown. Some witnesses claim they may reach 2 or 3 feet, but others believe they are knee height. Pukwudgies have smooth gray skin, sometimes glows. Pukwudgies can appear and disappear in will, confuse humans, create fire, launch poison arrows, use magic to lure people to their deaths. Pukwudgies translate to the person of the wilderness. They are the oldest mythical creatures of North America. Stories of Pukwudgie originated from the Wampanoag, Mohican, and Algonquin Indians. The ability of creatures dwell in the woods and the marshes of the eastern seaboard. Different regions have views on Pukwudgie. Great Lake tribes believe they are mischievous but harmless. North Algonquin tribes believe they become violent if they're disrespected but are fine if you're left alone. They have significant amount of Pukwudgie sightings in the woods of Massachusetts. The police have got some reports that a Pukwudgie crossing sign was erected near the Freetown State Forest. Well, that's kind of short, show. I thought I would get more in, but so I'm gonna go ahead and because I can show you the site you can go to for Kenny. And here's the site you go to. Oh shit, that's for you. Let me share screen. If you're gonna go to the conference this weekend. Sure. There we go. And you can buy tickets too through Eventbrite. So get to check out the links and everything are in the comments. Well, sorry that we had a short show tonight. I thought we'd have a little bit more. With Teresa not feeling well, I guess she has to get more stuff in with her. So I apologize for that. But I had a good show, and I hope to see you next week. I'm not sure what we're doing yet. It's a week surprise weekend. But go ahead and check out the Amazon link again, and also shout out for my Solid Space Radio we're now part of. So check that out. They're actually also available on Amazon. You know who? I'm not going to say her name. I think she's just staring at me right now. um, check out those stations. So because we have to close it out, I just gotta apologize for a short show, but. Yeah. All right, well, good night, everyone. Hope you have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you next week at the same time. Happy hunting.